let's continue with our XML to JSON converter topic. Today, let's look at the streaming option now. So we have a checkbox to enable the streaming. So we use streaming when we are handling large XML payloads and we want to convert them to JSON. Okay, let's enable this, and we have other options as well. Convert XML elements to JSON arrays. So first we need to understand what JSON array is. Let me show you without the streaming option, and let's look at our initial payload again. Observe this. We have data as the root node, and we have student details, and we have two student details in separate child nodes, right? Also, we have employee details. We have two employee details in a separate node, right? And I have added this additionally owner, and observe this. We have only one owner detail. Let me try to copy this and run to see the output without streaming. I'll paste this in the message body, and in the processing I have disabled the streaming. Okay, and let's run this. If we look at the payload after the conversion, I will copy this and paste it in the notepad for better visibility. Right. So observe here, we have one student element in our JSON, and under the student we have details of our students Arun and Varun, right? And for employee as well, we have one element, and under this employee element we have details of two employees, and under owner we have only one owner details. Okay, if you observe closely, student has this square brackets. Inside these square brackets we have one student details separated by a comma, and then other student details. So this entire section is called as a JSON array. And one important rule in JSON is the key elements. The key elements in the same hierarchy should be unique. Okay, we have student key here. So these are all called as key, and these are called as values, right? So we have student key and it should be unique. We have employee key and it should be unique. We have owner and it should also be unique. If we have multiple owner details, then we would have an array, JSON array for owner as well. But since it is a small XML, there is no burden on the memory. But if you are dealing with thousands of records in XML data, then it would become hard for CPA to handle it. Further, we will use streaming. So what streaming does is it will process the XML documents in chunks. It will not load the entire large XML into memory at once. Rather, it will take some parts of our XML and handle them consecutively. Okay, so with the streaming, the CPA doesn't know if this student element will appear in the entire large XML data more than once, right? It won't know. It will process the data in small chunks, right? Same happens to the employee as well. The CPA won't know if this employee node is going to exist or is going to appear one more time in that large XML payload, right? So the CPA doesn't know if it should return the XML elements into JSON arrays or not. We have to specify them. Let me show you. In the converter processing, we have the option streaming. Let's enable it. And we have the option here, convert JSON XML elements to JSON array. So we have two options, all. If we select all, it will convert all the XML elements into JSON arrays. Let me show you how it works. I have selected all and try to deploy. I'll copy this and paste it in the notepad for better visibility. I'll move to other way. Okay, so this is our previous data with arrays for student and employee only. This is without the streaming, and this is with the streaming when we select convert XML, all XML elements into JSON array. So we converted, just observe, all XML nodes. We have student and it returns the student in a array, and under the student we have name and it also returned the values in arrays. Same happened with age, weight, and for all the elements. So if you observe closely, all the values, so these are keys and these are values. So all the values are written as JSON arrays with square brackets. Okay, and same happened with owner as well. Here in the previous payload, without the streaming, the owner didn't get JSON arrays, but here we have arrays for owner and for all the values of owner. Okay, so this happens when we select all for convert XML elements to JSON. Let's see the other option. So in the processing, let's select specified ones, and here we have to provide which XML elements should convert to JSON arrays. So I'm going to add, and here we have to provide the XPath. So I'll say, let's look at our payload again. Let's tweak this a little bit. I will remove one student and I'll remove one employee. So what we have now, one student detail, one employee detail, and one owner detail. So let's copy this and paste in the content modifier body. Okay, so let's give the XPath to, I want to convert this owner element to a JSON array and I want to keep the remaining ones as is. Okay, I'll write the XPath to owner. So it is simple slash data slash owner, right? And let me try to deploy this. Let's look at the payload after the conversion step. Let me copy this and paste it here. So here you can see a student returned as a normal key value pair, whereas the owner details returned as a JSON array, right? So if I want to convert the employee details to JSON array, we can do that. Simply, we will simply add the XPath. I'll say slash data slash employee, deploy, and this is the final payload. Copy and paste it here. Here the employee element returned as a JSON array and owner details also returned as a JSON array. So this is a very important configuration to be remembered of while working in real-time projects. So usually the receiver system or the external system will expect a JSON element in a JSON array format. They will provide the details like which element should be JSON arrays, but you have to be aware that we can use XML to JSON converter to return our XML elements as JSON arrays. So that is the reason for doing this video. This is how we enable streaming and convert XML elements to JSON arrays. See you in the next video.